I instantly just dislike them because maybe I have ADHD, maybe I'm too busy, I don't know what it is, but I don't have time for your ums and ahs. I don't have time for it. So if I'm sitting in a meeting and somebody goes, we're gonna start with, and this is how people speak.
Andrew fucking Tate, ladies and gentlemen, I believe the world is shaped by those who learn how to move people, and there's no better example than this man for the ability to move people. Today, we're going to listen at him telling people how he became the communicator he is and his philosophy on speaking and how important that is. Now, from the perspective of a speaking, sales, and influence coach, I totally agree with the importance part, and I'll see if I agree with how he teaches it as well. Now, by the way, these we do for fun, but if you want me to actually give you feedback on your speaking in a little video just like this, then you can join the community in the description, send me the clip, and I'll be able to review it for you. It's completely free. I'll see you on the other side. Now, let's see what Tate got for us.
You're a full-grown man, and you can't finish a sentence without saying or ah in the only language you know. You've been speaking it for 14 years. It bothers me. It's a pet peeve of mine. It irks me.
I agree. Now, the core reason why people go, right, like, the core reason why people use filler words is not just a habit. Oh, just pay attention to them, bro. Just stop using them. That's a superficial plaster solution. There's a root cause behind it, and it's you being uncomfortable with silence. Uncomfortable with silence. You're so afraid of the pressure of uncertainty. You're so afraid of the pressure of not knowing exactly what you're going to say next. You absolutely must fill it with some sound. This video is not scripted. Zero script. Not even sections or step-by-step whatever. All improv. And yet, have I used a single filler word? Fuck no. It's because I've practiced being able to hold the silence. You know, those people in a conversation that as soon as it's silence, they go, so yeah, pretty nice weather today, huh? It's been a pretty busy day, huh? Bullshit. Any bullshit they can come up with to fill the silence. When I'm with these people, I look at them and I stay silent. And I look at them with a smile. That's my favorite thing to do. Now they get so uncomfortable. That's the greatest blessing you can give someone. That is where filler words come from.
Occasionally we make mistakes, whatever. But if you actually listened to most people speak, that's how most people communicate with the world. You wonder why you can't convince a girl to sleep with you? You're nice, Dummy! You're a dummy! No wonder you can't make any money!
Bro, the money part is so true, is so real. I see so many guys with creating content and having a nice offer. They're providing value, but the way they speak, oh my Lord. Sales is a transfer of certainty. It's a transfer of conviction. The way you communicate will be a direct reflection of your ability to move people, to influence them. They must have certainty that you are the person that can give them the solution. That's where money comes from. And women, they want to feel that strength in you so that they can surrender into their feminine energy. They want to feel that conviction and that certainty. Otherwise, you're cooked. Completely cooked.
You're an idiot. This is people. They're on their way through life. It bothers me. When people come to pitch me, if they say or ah too much in the first sentence, it's over. Sorry, sir. When you learn to talk English, when you learn to speak, I might give you another chance. Goodbye.
Now, I'm curious to see Andrew Tate when he was younger, if he always had this sort of speaking, probably not as certain as that, but if he used to use filler words. Because on my side, I can roast people today because I used to be in that exact position. It was so bad. We're talking literally 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I was already stepping out of my comfort zone. I was already on stages from time to time. But I would listen to my first ever course that I recorded, and it was so bad. Right? Like every few seconds. Fuck that. I couldn't even listen to myself. That's when I made the decision. I said, fuck that. I'm done with that shit. Done. And then I just drilled it over and over again. And if any of you guys right now are like, okay, I'm done as well, I challenge you to record yourself speaking at least 5 minutes per day. Improv. Improv. It's easy to not use filler words when you're reading a script. I'm talking improv. Record yourself 5 minutes per day. Improv. You are sharing a story or a lesson that you had during the day. And the only job you have is to pay attention to the ums, the rights, the like, all the filler words. Then you're going to listen to it and you're going to observe it and pay attention to that. You do that over and over again until there's a moment you're going to record a whole video like I'm doing right now, 0 filler words. Now you're going to have the conviction, because conviction is built on proof. You're going to have the conviction that you are someone who doesn't use filler words, that you are someone who's a great communicator.
So you're right. The ability to project the thoughts inside of your mind in a way that other people can digest and is also entertaining is massively a superpower. How do you develop that superpower? It's not through practice. People think it's practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Because
you can practice a really bad habit and get really good at a really shit thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The person who ums and ahs at 48 has been practicing his whole life. He's practiced just fine.
He's great at that.
He's great. Feedback is...
I love that. I promise I didn't even watch the whole video. I was ready, whatever Tate says, let's see if I agree or disagree. Feedback. People say it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill. I say it takes 10,000 iterations. It takes 10,000 feedback cycles. That's the power of immersion in an environment that gives you consistent feedback. That's why I built Born to Speak. That's the whole philosophy. All we do there, we go on live workshops or people post in the community. All we do is give each other feedback. And ideally, it's from someone who's good at what they do. Obviously, this is why I'm in there giving feedback consistently.
That's what's important. You have to analyze. I'll give you an example. When I was playing chess as a kid, I would play chess for 2 hours a day, training under my father. 1 hour would be play, 1 hour would be going back through the games and analyzing the games. I always enjoyed playing, but I hated analyzing. But it was the analysis that made me better. And I can prove that now, because when I was 8 or 9, I think my rating was around 1,500. Now, I've been playing Blitz. I play 3-minute chess online. For 20 years, ever since I was a child, and my rating is 1,700. I've gotten no better in 20 years because I don't watch my games back, I don't analyze them, I don't look where I made mistakes, I just play. That's the problem. So when people speak, they just speak. They don't watch themselves back. I'm gonna watch this podcast 10 times.
Same thing in sales. If you're not reviewing your calls that you closed, what the fuck are you doing? If you're not reviewing the calls that you fumbled, what the fuck are you doing? It's the boring work. It's the boring work. But that's why people don't want to do it. And that's why there's a reason why 99% of people are not part of the 1%, by definition. It's the boring stuff that gets you there. It's the reviewing.
I'm gonna identify every single time I stuttered or made a mistake or didn't use the word I should have used.
I'm doing the same thing, by the way. I got it to a whole next level. When I send someone a voice memo, I've built this habit, and I have speaker friends who do the same. That's funny. We all re-listen to the voice message we just sent. We have conditioned this habit of analysis automatically. So this is just some extra sauce. You guys can start doing that from today. Instead of texting all the time, send some voice messages and then listen to yourself speak.
And then people are gonna ask me, how do I speak the way I speak? Why do my podcasts get the most views? Because I'm a professional. And if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it properly. That's why. Most people will do a podcast and they'll just sit there and they'll just talk shit and then they'll finish it and they'll go on with their brokey day and be a brokey. But it's very interesting what you said about speech, because that also ties back to my current predicament. This is the first time in my adult life I can't use my superpower. Because my superpower is talking. If you were to put me in front of someone and give me an hour to convince them that I could rip out their throat with my little finger, I guarantee by the end they'd be afraid.
Look at the eyes, even through the glasses. Look at the body language. And study this man's certainty. What is influence if not a transfer of certainty? The reason this man is so influential is because his certainty is so deep, it bypasses that thing in our brain that is supposed to keep us thinking for ourselves, thinking rationally, always double checking if the source of the information is right. He has so much certainty, it bypasses it. That's why his biggest source of fans and audience, statistically, are young men. Because these people haven't yet developed more of the capacity to think critically. Even a fully grown-ass man will listen to that guy and still be challenged with a level of certainty. This is the power of speaking with conviction.
We both know I probably could. By the end, part of them would think. He's confident. I can't talk in court because I don't speak English. It's very weird for me. I became acutely aware of my superpower because I'm going through this process and my lawyer's talking blah, blah. And I'm like, why am I so frustrated with all of this? And one day it dawned on me, I don't get to talk. When I get to talk, this is how much of a superpower speaking is. When I get to talk, it's fine. I could have talked the ocean out of freezing me to death on the Titanic. I could have literally said, listen, bro, my unmatched perspicacity, well, I could have ran my mouth and I would have, it would have warmed up for me. I'm that guy.
Besides the conviction part, charisma comes from the ability to be so comfortable with who you are, you can be detached, relaxed, and playful in any situation. That's what charisma is. So the reason he has so much influence is you combine certainty with charisma, crazy. That's how you move people. That's the superpower of moving people. Literally the trait every cult leader, every big influencer, for good or for bad, has. So I say use it for good.
I can't talk now. So it's very frustrating. So it's interesting you say how it's a superpower. It certainly is, because I've even realized it in this current predicament. I mean, how important it is to be able to speak.
When you've lost it, because you've lost it, like if you lost your hands.
Yeah. That's right, exactly, because I've lost it. And the fact there are people going through the world today who want to be successful and want to have all these amazing things, and they only speak English, and they communicate in English, and they try and get other people to understand their ideas in English, and they can't speak English. Born to lose.
Oof, born to lose. Whew. It is a loss. It is a loss. But guess what? You can do something about it. And I mean that. You realizing this right now, it's time to do something about it. So this is my final invitation to you in this video. There's literally a community that I have dedicated my life to, designed around this. I'll see you there, or I'll see you here tomorrow or the day after, because I post every day. Awesome, brother. Much love. I'll talk to you soon.